Alright, so I got some derelict snow blowers that are essentially parts machines. So if the parts machines, let's go get us some parts. I'm thinking of like seeing what we got inside here for this this lever setup that was meant to turn the belt on and off, and kind of the same idea with the same stresses and speeds that we're working with now. So I'm going to split the snowblower in half and rip the guts out of this thing and see what it looks like and put it up against the machine and see if we could use some parts of it. Alright, as you can tell, I tore into the snowblower, and this was the piece that was in there, and I kind of started looking at that and I'm like, God, that's ugly. So I 86'd that idea, but it still has the pulleys and parts, and these two guys came off the front, which are pretty nice. Going to the stash. So anyway, I'm going to come up with something different. I looked in my junk drawer, and of course I found another ratchet and a socket set up. So I think I'm going to do is probably weld the socket somewhere over there, and put a cam follower on the end of that and have that pivot up and turn it on and off. The only problem is, as you can see, it kind of smacks into the motor. So I'm going to take it and heat it and put a curve in it and see if we can kind of curve around that assembly and have it go up and down. And I figure I could probably attach something to the ratchet, and I can make it where it just ratchets free when you're pulling it from whatever. Or if you want to leave the bike kind of like sit in neutral, you can click the ratchet piece over and just click it on up and let it sit up there, or off, either way, however you want to do it in the off position. So we'll see. Let's go heat it up. Like that. Alright, so I ended up with something like this. There's the heated up ratchet. Drilled out the hole that was already there a little larger for the correct idea of that pulley, and that's your motion. That'll kind of make it so that you can go into gear and out of gear. And what it has is basically a 1/2 inch ratchet. I should be able to pull the whole thing off. The detent's in there. It's so hot. Anyway, there's a 1/2 inch ratchet cut and concaved in the center of it to match the frame, and that's what I just scabbed up against there, put it where I wanted it, and welded it. So in the future I'll figure out how I want to cable to this and make the drive of it, but I want to get the mechanical arm in place. I think next time I'm going to jump on, I'd like to see if I can get this pull start back on it, but of course the pulley doesn't fit over the pull start, so I'm thinking maybe I could take this in the lathe and I can knock off some of this and have it fit inside there, and if that's the case, then I can slice the cover where the points of the belt exit, and it'll kind of make it look better as far as being, you can kind of tell them two of the exact same motors instead of one of them with a cover and one without. So let me see how I make out on that. Alright, bye. Alright, so I cut this edge down on the pulley, and that does fit now inside the cover. So I'm just going to go match up the other side with it and kind of do the same thing. Maybe I'll take you along. That's how I'm looking. Sorry. A little more. I could probably set it up on the other one. Then we got to run in that far. I'll send it back across. Try one more pass, we should get it. The oil wouldn't hurt. touching that one. There we go. See if we can get it out of there. Should hit it with a file. I gotta go hit that with a file yet. Walk off that outside edge. The stud is sticking over there, but yeah. There we go. So that will now fit over the pulley with a little bit of slop. So I'm going to get it out of there, and I think I have to take the pull start guts out of it too. I think it'll clear this lower part, but this part it'll rub on, so it may have to go. It'll be better for the look, but we'll see. So that's the pulley inside the cover, and it's got, I don't know, quarter inch around it. Should be dead center of it when it's all together. I figure before I put the pulley on, I'll show you the keyway that I made. The lighting sucks, but basically that's it. I got this piece of square brass I clamp on it, and then I run a bead of weld up on the side of it, a little larger than the keyway, and then just come back with a file. Again, this is threaded on to the center of it, and so it wasn't done while it was on the motor, baking the motor, but I did put a tack on the threads to hold it from spinning itself back out on this one. And I have to back that set screw out, but anyway. It's going to go back on there, and I'm going to figure out where I need to go cut the cover and see if I can get the cover back over it. Alright, so I got that cover chopped out of there, and actually left the pull start. If I want to put this pull start guts back together and just have it as a dummy one, I can. As long as it's not in the way, I guess I should. So right now it's in neutral, it's not in the tension position. So you figure if you're pedaling it like a regular bike, the back stuff's got to be able to spin. And it does, so it doesn't bind on that. Plus I'll put a keeper here and here, and it helps it to just kind of come off the pulley, and but be real close without any drag. And the front's kind of the same way. The cover, so figure if the motor's running, neutral, and of course none of that stuff's going to turn, so it has neutral, and the cover kind of acts as that, again, that keeper that keeps the belt close but not too close. And then if you put it in gear, that'll be the drive of it, just like that. So everything seems to fit together pretty well, and I get to maintain that look, which will kind of what the goal was here. I talked about putting a bearing in the center. The problem was that collar that was on there and the pulley that's on there, it's not dead center. So if it's not dead center, you can't hang a bearing on the outside of it and kind of have it try to force its way straight. If this does not work, then that's what I'll do. I will make a new collar for the center of it that is dead straight, and put a bearing on the outer part. But I got that as close as I can. I figure that's where the bearing is right there, and that's where I'm pulling from. So I'm only pulling from about 3/4 of an inch from where the bearing is. I sucked in fairly close. So again, it's trial and error. If you don't try things, then you never figure out for yourself what does and doesn't work. All right, moving on. Alright, so I stuck a chain up under there and pieced two of them together for now to get an idea what my track is. And I kind of forgot when I did the ratchet thing, I knew I was trying to keep it sucked in out of the way, but I think I'm okay if you put down on it. There's a I don't know what you guys can see right there. So it's probably, I don't know, 3/16 away, something like that. I'm going to take this pulley, which has a bearing built into it, and it's steel, and I am going to cut a flat channel instead of a groove that has. I'm going to go put it in a lathe and cut a flat channel, just like I did on this bike. It's actually the exact same pulley. I just cut straight down it, and what it does is it guides the chain dead nuts wherever you want it, and gives you a deep trough for it to fall in case you get any slack. It doesn't pop out of it, and it's beefy, it doesn't want to rack under pressure. So I think I'm going to not reinvent the wheel on this wheel. I already did it once. I'll do the same thing again. See if I can get away with one. I think yeah, know, add more links to the chain, but drop this down just a little bit, and you kind of see I clear everything. So if I can get that guy kind of right there, right there, and you know, add another link so it's down about another ½ inch or so, because that's all the way in the down position on the one above it. See if I could do this, because that's kind of like when it goes into gear. That's not all the way up. There you go. So if it's in gear, that's how far apart they'll be, something like that, with another ½ inch or whatnot. So I'm gonna work on that, and that's kind of tight, but we'll get it all in there. Worst case scenario too, if I do find this is an issue, I'm gonna heat it up, kick it back a little bit, and have it go behind the chain, and then kick the head back forward a little again, so that I just kind of make a curve around the back of it. Alright, I'm gonna go work with that. A little warm. So I end up kicking that ratchet over a little. Bet you that's warm. Alright. So kind of, gonna stay. Got a wiggle in its step, and I kind of, when your fingers make a sizzle sound, it's hot. I wanted to try to show that I have the same angle. That's probably the best way to do it. So you can kind of see that top is still straight up and down, but it's kicked over, I don't know, ½ inch, something like that. And the same goes the other direction. I think it was like, I forget. Oh, this way. You can put it this way, it's square. Like you care. So I'm going to pop that back on there and be able to have a little bit more room for the chain. Hey guys, I'm going to wrapping it up for tonight and get where I left off. But the tensioner pulley for the chain is installed. It's just tacked, but you get the idea. It's got a bracket with a big slot down the back of it, and you can just loosen a bolt and put that wherever you want it to do your chain tensioning. And we got good room around the ratchet now for putting tension on the drive belt. And I also started playing with handlebars a little bit. Started cut up about 3 pair of handlebars, and I had them so that they actually came around that way and around that way, and they bypassed each other. And I was going to go with that, but I took them apart to clean all the joints, and I couldn't figure out how to get it back together again. So I came up with this. It's the most comfortable for riding the bike. It's right where your hands are the most comfortable. So I'm going for that. I may or may not change it. It's tacked right now, but you get the general idea. Something like that. Kind of like a, you know, Schwinn muscle bike set up with a set of 8 hangers anyway, so that kind of goes with keeping of that. Alright guys, I am shutting it down. Next on the list is going to be exhaust systems. Got a bunch of ½ inch black iron pipe and a bunch of fittings, and I'm going to try to tuck them nice and neat under the motors coming back and kicking out the back side. So probably get on that maybe tomorrow or Monday. Again, thanks for watching, comment, subscribing. Take care.